Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of TD 202. In this, our second episode, we will look more closely into isometric projection and some of the features that are unique to isometric projection. Stay tuned. Okay, so I have drawn an object here in isometric projection. And in reality, in real life, this object would consist of only horizontal lines and vertical lines. But if you notice, on the paper you are seeing vertical lines as well as lines that recede in two directions. These receding lines represent horizontal lines in reality. So in isometric projection, lines that would have been horizontal in real life are now receding at an angle. Now, this angle is 30 degrees. If you recede these lines in using an angle other than 30 degrees, then it would no longer be classified as isometric projection. This line, for example, is receding at an angle of 30 degrees. I used my 30-degree set square to achieve this line, right? This line also is receding at 30 degrees, but in another direction. Which brings me to another observation. You have lines receding in this direction and this direction. So there are lines that are sloping in both directions, both representing horizontal lines. The vertical lines in isometric projection remains vertical. Another point to note is that all the measurements that are used to draw this object are the measurements that would be in real life. For example, if I'm drawing a square, and in real life, let's not use a square, let's use a cube. If I'm drawing a cube, if in reality, one side of the cube is 60 millimeters, when drawing isometric projection, all the measurements used would be the same measurements as the real object. So for this staircase that I've drawn, the width is 60, the height is 60, the length is 90. Those would have been the exact measurements taken from the real object drawn. There's another thing to note as well. In isometric projection, shapes are skewed. For example, in real life, let me see how best I can draw a circle here. This is a circle. Let's say I'm looking at this circle from an aerial view. This is how the circle would look. But in isometric projection, the circle would appear as an ellipse. In further lessons, you will see how this works out. Let's say I'm drawing a cylinder. The cylinder would appear in this manner. Let's say I'm now drawing a cube. The plan view of the cube, or the bird's eye view of the cube, would be shown as a square. But in isometric projection, it will no longer be shown as a square, but as a rhombus. So all the square portions of the shape would be shown as a rhombus. So in reality, this is a square, this is a square, this is a square. But in isometric projection, it is skewed to form a rhombus. if you look at this shape over here, in reality, this is 90 degrees. This is also 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees. But in isometric projection, it does not appear as 90 degrees. So we have to take note of these things when it comes to isometric projection. I am going to go ahead and write down this information on the sheet of paper. Okay, so I have written down some of the main points to note when drawing in isometric projection. I hope that you have learned what was taught today, and I am imploring you to like the video, subscribe to the page for more content, and share the knowledge. Have a good day.